in the jam, I said.
Finna line this nigga up, give his ass a taper. Ain't the type to hug a nigga. I ain't no fucking hater. Pretty nigga in the kitchen cooking, that's my favorite baker. In the lanes doing flip tricks like a fucking skater. Riding around in a hoopty, shaking like a saw shaker. How to get away from, peeled off, you wanna see me later.
So welcome back to another CO.FAX exclusive interview. Today we are here with Capone, a rising star in the Colorado music scene, definitely in my opinion, and also our first female artist interview, which is, I'm excited about this one. So thank you for sitting down with me, kind of like introduce yourself.
So I'm Capone, Colorado native, born and raised. Out here doing it. I'm excited to be here though. I'm excited to be the first female featuring on the platform. And I'm just excited to know what you want to know about.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely been seeing you make a lot of motion and a lot of shit. So I've been seeing it, and I had to get it. Like, I had to get an interview. Right. And you kind of already answered the question, but I was going to ask, like, where are you from?
From Denver, Colorado. I grew up all around Colorado though. I've lived in Denver, Commerce City, Montbello, Thornton. The only place I haven't lived is like, far in the mountains. But I've been all around Colorado though.
Would you live in the mountains?
Yeah, definitely. Like, that's a goal for me to like own land in the mountains out here. Because Colorado will always be home, but I want to have a house on the hills and just be, in my own vibe. I could come down to the city whenever, but that's where I want to own land at.
Yeah, a lot of people come out here. They usually be in like Aspen and different areas and shit. There's a lot of motherfuckers like Oprah had a house out here and shit. Like, motherfuckers be out here. So it's nice. But so what was it like just growing up here?
Well, I feel like I kind of grew up different from everybody that you see like popping right now in the city. I wasn't really as outside, you feel me, with everybody. I was kind of like I was a good kid. I wore my glasses. I was inside reading books and stuff for the majority of my life and stuff until I turned like 13, 14, and then I started to get outside. But honestly, I was kind of like a loner kid, so I did a lot of things alone. I was by myself the majority of the time. So yeah, I had a couple friends. I have friends now. My friends now, I've had them for about 5 to 10 years. And yeah, so I mean, I love Denver though. I feel like the people are, I love Denver. I don't know. I feel like I feel like it started to get more lit when I was a teenager, when I became a teenager. That's all I gotta say. Yeah.
And that kind of goes into my like next question. So it was like, what was school like? Because you kind of like, in high school, find yourself more.
Yeah.
Just like, you feel me? Well, you were able to do more, so you kind of...
Exactly. I was able to do more. So, like I said, elementary school was kind of like loner kid, smart kid. But when I started going to high school, I went to George, I went to East, where else did I go? And I went to Aurora Central. So it was really interesting to see like the different types of like cultures in each area. You get what I'm saying? Like, because East is completely different from George, and George is completely different from Central. But I feel like at East, I was still quiet because I was like starting to come out of my bubble. But I was definitely bumping heads with a lot of people. I was really controversial. Like, I wanted an issue. I really did. And I was mainly because I was like standing up for the people that I love. Like, I never fought just because, but I was fighting because it's that. You know what I'm saying? Like, over the people that I love. But when I started to like calm down, I started to like, go to parties and get more friends. And I actually I started to find out that I'm a cool person. Like, I'm pretty cool. I'm not, I'm not an issue all the time. But yeah, I started to throw parties. I would throw big ass parties. Like for my 15th birthday, huge ass party. 14th birthday was a huge ass party. And yeah, that's hot.
Yeah, I get that because when you're in a big ass environment, East is big as fuck.
Dude, like big as fuck.
They got like 1,000
way too many people
students.
for
It's a lot of motherfuckers in that school. So of course you gonna probably bump heads with motherfuckers if you like a part of that type of shit. Like,
Yeah.
of course,
Just coming out of like being like so like just in my bubble, and then I'm like, dang, like these bitches is fake as fuck. Like y'all are weird, and I'm not gonna just sit by and let that
And
out.
it's really iffy in high school because you really can't judge everybody just based off of the fact that motherfuckers is still learning who they are for real, for real.
But I wasn't understanding. I was like, I've been real since I hopped out, like, you feel me? So it was just, but that's what I did learn, like, growing up. Like, you can't expect people to be a certain type of way. Like, people are going to be who they are, and they're going to grow on their own terms. So I was like, cool.
Especially when you got for lack of better terms, a better mentality than most people. You can't, like, put your projection of your mindset onto them.
Right.
And they be like, oh shit, like expecting that motherfucker to be like you. And you're like, nah, that nigga ain't, his frontal lobe ain't developed yet. Like, that nigga, he's not like me right now.
Right.
I can't
I'm gonna give you some time. I'm gonna
give you some time. So, after school, what was that like?
After school, it depends on when. I was in sports. I played a lot of sports. So after school, it was either volleyball, basketball, track. But when I got into high school, it was more basketball, volleyball. But yeah, I mean, I always had like responsibilities because you feel me. I had my baby young, so I was either doing sports after school or going to work. You get what I'm saying? That's when you feel me. I had my stuff together. But like when I first got into high school, after school, it was always something. Like it was always jumping. At East especially, like we would be at that bus stop right there in front of Subway. They, gentrified it. It used to look different, but we was outside. I'm not even gonna lie. It used to crack. It used to definitely crack for sure.
And what was that? If you mind talking about it, what was that experience like being like in high school or still in school or having a child?
It was really hard, and I had this pride thing going on where I didn't want to go to like a school that was like for young mothers where you could like bring your baby. I wanted to do everything like, I would call it like regular, because I didn't want any excuses. I didn't want to have any excuses. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. And it was so hard. It was hard because I didn't want any excuses, I didn't feel like I could use them. So sometimes I would be super tired in class, or I would be late, or you feel me, I would always turn my assignments in, and I was really smart. But if you turn it in late, it knocks you down like 50%. So it was always like, it was a struggle, but I'm just glad that I did it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm glad that I did. I got it done, I graduated, I got my diploma. I don't feel like being a mother is hard. It only gets hard when you get like overstimulated and you need time to like breathe and to think. But overall, it's a really good experience. Like my daughter is a little me, literally. So it's like, and she was never a difficult baby. She's never really like had tantrums or things like that. I didn't really, but it was just more of me having to take care of things, going to work, having to take care of school, making sure she has her daycare and everything taken care of, and all the paperwork and stuff. As a kid, 15, 16, that is a lot. It's a lot because most kids 15, 16 don't even know how to schedule their own doctor's appointment. Okay. So it was definitely a lot, but I didn't let it just make me fold. I didn't let it make me fold. I went through it and got it done. So.
In a weird way, because I had a son. I had a son too. I had 20 though, but when you kind of got like a mindset of where you want to go,
definitely,
and now you have to fucking grind for a kid, that just makes everything else that you really doing go fucking 10 times crazier.
Right, exactly.
Now, like most people, they try to take care of their kids just to survive. Like, oh, I gotta put food on the table, I gotta make sure clothes and shit. Like, yeah, that definitely plays a part. But like I said, when you have like a vision and you already like gotta work hard, that shit can put you into a whole nother position because now you're working on your craft 10 times crazier.
And that's probably the thing that I'm like happiest about, is that I never lost my dream. No matter what I had on my plate to take care of, I always made sure that, you feel me, I'm gonna get it done, but I always have to keep this dream in mind. Like I cannot lose it. And that helped me stay motivated too. Just seeing people before me, like maybe people in my family or people around me, just kind of like give up on their dream, but they still, you know, made sure they got things done and they're still living like a peaceful or a happy life, but they didn't decide to take it as far. And I was like, I really have to be the one that does this, like that really pulls through with it. So
yeah, that's the thing that we got in a lot of Black households. A lot of people are fucking talented as fuck, or
dude, like,
just, you feel me? Yeah, like I had an interview with Love Boy to Live. Shout out Love Boy to Live. But that's what he was explaining. Like, most people give up on their dream to survive, and it's like, damn, it's true as fuck. Because when you in that position, nigga, rent.
Right.
Gotta get,
it's rent or the stew. Like, it's rent or you feel me, photo shoot, video shoot. What do you want to do? Like,
it's homelessness or motherfucking this lifestyle that you trying to pursue, but you don't even know if you're gonna make it, especially if you ain't even putting in the work. That's another thing that we're gonna talk about later. Like, I noticed that you're actually investing into your craft.
Yes.
Like, keep it a buck. I hate A1 video. It's not cheap, my nigga. It's not.
It's
Shout
not,
out to that nigga. He been
for
putting in
sure.
motherfucking
He's
work.
out here doing the damn
But
thing.
still, like, that just, it shows, like, not only are you going to a studio, which can sometimes cost $100+ an hour, depending on where you're going. Then you investing in your craft by doing videos and putting it on different platforms and doing all of this shit, like, and even going to competitions, which I seen you do, like the
and I won.
yeah. See, we gonna talk about that too. But that's just like, I see you investing into your shit, and that's why I had to get you on here, because it's like, fuck, I want to acknowledge people who actually put in the work in too.
Right.
So yeah, and then that goes into my next question: when did you like start making music? Because of course, the sports and shit out of high school. What made like the music thing come around?
I started making music, and I literally just found my first song that I made like the other day. It was I did a Uber Everywhere freestyle, and it was so cute. I was in like I was in the 8th grade, and I made it. I always had a way with my words. Like, I always been into literature. I love to read, you get what I'm saying, and I love to make poems. But I also love music and all types of music. Like, I have a wide variety of people that I listen to in different genres. So, but then I made that and I was like, well, this is pretty dope. But I didn't, you know, pay too much attention to it at that time. It wasn't until I got a shout out Ari Capone. Shout out Ari Capone, because she's the one that was like, she was really rapping in high school. Like, she was really rapping when we first started high school. And then she was like, bro, like, hop on this beat. And then that's when the Capones were made, you feel me? So I hopped on the beat, we made Meet the Capones. And then we started working with this one producer, and everything doesn't go as you want it to go. But that's when I was like, we really have talent, let's do this. And if she see this, girl, you need to come to the studio. I've been trying to get her to come to the studio so bad, like, come back. But I definitely have to thank her for, you know, being that first like push for real. Like, let's get on this. And ever since then, it's been up. Ever since.
You need someone like that, because I was just gonna ask, like, what was the inspiration behind it? But you kind of got it from someone who like encouraged you to push that shit.
Right.
Especially like when you are into literature, though, it gives you like a better vernacular to work with. You could fuck some shit up if you really into that, if you really like learning. And then shit, before we even get into the rest of this shit, like, what's like your favorite book? What would you recommend?
My favorite book, oh man, my favorite book, I'm in like, I'm into like sci-fi, like mystery. So there's this book called If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. And then there's another book called The Fairy God Sister. That's a good one. And within that book, it's just like, that's where I really started to see like the power of literature, because it's like the way that they were to describe things and to use metaphors to describe things that are not like inanimate objects. It was crazy. Like, it's an experience. It's an experience. It makes you feel like, it makes you really, and I feel like, sorry, I'm going all over the place, but I really feel like, I think the books are better. I think books are better than movies, because when someone is describing something, just like in music, you feel that in your own way. But in a book, when somebody's describing something, you get to create that image in your mind, and it's your own image that you see. Nobody is going to read the book and see the same thing that you see, right? So yeah, but yeah, those are my favorite books.
That's dope. I'm gonna try to read that. I'm more in like to financial literacy shit. I'm trying to take this shit to another level.
For
like
sure.
you said, get the fuck up out of here so we can make shit shake here, but like not really have to be here like that. Automate some shit, but that's just what it is. So what made you want to take it like serious though? When did you know, like, because again, you were playing sports and shit like that, so like what was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just do this?
Well, I was playing sports in my senior year, which was crazy because it was always hard for me to like, because I never went to like the camps and stuff, you know, but I would always like manage to get on varsity, and I was so happy senior year because I was on varsity volleyball, and then I got shot, so I couldn't play. I got shot on my leg, so I couldn't play anymore, and I was really sad about it. But then I started using my time to like, I remember this too, when I got shot, I lost my phone, or my phone broke, and then they took it in to use as like evidence or whatever. But whatchamacallit, they freaking, that made me like use my laptop. And the only thing I can do on my laptop is like go on Facebook or like listen to beats. And I was using Google Docs to like to like write my lyrics. And I was like, I'm pretty dope. So I started to like really dive into that, and that's where most of my time started to go. And it wasn't until like, I would say when I graduated and I made Doodle Bop. I made Doodle Bop after I graduated, and there was another song, and Spice Brat, that's on SoundCloud. I made those two songs, and I'm like, bro, like this is coming from my head, and I was surprising myself. And so I was like, yeah, I'm about to really do this. So the more that I started to do that, I started to like play different types of beats. And I started, because I remember I used to sing in choir in church, and then like when I was like washing dishes and stuff, I would play beats and I would like sing to them and stuff. But I never started taking that like singing serious until after I made Doodle Bop and Spice Brat, and I was like, okay, well I could rap, but what else can I do? How far can I take this for real? So then I started to make different types of songs, and I'm like, well, like I love the way that my songs make me feel. I love the way my songs make me feel, and I want more people to feel like this. And then I remember I made this one song. It's gonna be on the next drop. But I sent it to my friend, and she was like, I had to cry. You made me cry. Like, yes. And it's not like, yes, like I made her cry, but like, yes, because it made you feel something. And I was like, yeah. That was just when I really was like, yeah. So.
Yeah, put that shit out. Yeah. Influence in music is crazy. The impact that music has, especially when it's more considered high vibrational, which I believe, well, in my opinion, that you create more high vibrational music.
Yeah, and go ahead.
No, but that's just like when you get that feeling, shit's crazy. Damn, I don't want to keep going into different shit. But I seen an Instagram post that you made. It was like you were previewing a project, Moody, I believe. And you were just talking about how different, well, that project in particular was just an aspect of you, like really just
all aspects of you. So that's why I can say like it's mainly high vibrational music that I make, because I got some songs that some high vibrational people would look at and be like, nah girl, like nah baby, that's not, but I don't care because it's me, and you feel me, it's me expressing me. So there's all types of aspects of myself. Some of them are low vibrational and some of them are high vibrational, and I don't like pick and choose what I want to show the world. Like, this is all of me. You get what I'm saying? Like, everybody has low thoughts. Everybody has times where they feel low, you feel me, and they're not in the best headspace. And then sometimes people, you feel me, are high vibrational and they feel motivated and they want to motivate other people. But I'm not like, I'll never be like, oh, like, none of my music is like negative. But I can't say that it's like progressive, like all of my music is progressive. No, sometimes I'm talking about turning up, I'm talking about having fun, I'm talking about, you feel me, getting outside, you feel me. And then sometimes I'm like, I don't know, focusing on a feeling and how it makes me feel and describing that feeling. So yeah, there's a lot of different ways that I approach music, but I just try to do my best to make sure whatever sound I come out with, it's me 100%.
At the end of the day, you just gotta respect the versatility. Like, that's key. I told motherfuckers, that's like the key of this music shit now. Don't nobody wanna hear you just doing this. I wanna hear some crazy shit. Like I seen you guys shared, shout out Jacob Campbell, but Jacob Campbell, like, yeah, he can rap, but he just made some shit that's like crazy, some like rock type shit.
Hey, I
fuck
with my rock stars.
Like, you feel me? I'm fucking with it. And I'm like, oh no, that shit's crazy. But even if you look at motherfucking one of the greatest artists ever, Lil Wayne, like he went into that phase and gave them motherfuckers a whole album of just different shit. And always did that just throughout his career. You gotta be versatile and you gotta explore different shit. So it's good that you're doing it now so that motherfuckers can know, like, this is what I'm about. So when I come out with some shit that sound like this in the future, I don't want to hear shit.
Right.
Because I've already done that.
Right. Been there.
Yeah, that's what it's about. Versatility. That's the biggest thing in this music shit right now. So yeah, you kind of already explained that, but I was gonna say, like, how'd you come up with your name?
Oh, Love Capone. And first I was Asia Capone. I was Asia Capone at first, and you feel me? Asia, that's part of my middle name. So you feel me? All of my friends had like little short things, but my government is not a name that you could just make a nickname out of. So I'm like, just call me Asia. But yeah, everybody called me Asia throughout high school. But then I was like, I want to change my name to Love. I had a crazy experience that just really opened me up to me. And I just saw like how much love I had inside of myself. And there's so many different meanings to love, but like the wholehearted, like just appreciation, really, just appreciation of life, of other people, being able to look at life and to look at other people and see them, like we're talking about high vibrational and the low vibrational, all of their different aspects and all of the different other aspects of life, and still being able to appreciate it. But yeah, that's where my name came from. Was that specific experience that I went through. It was like, wow, like, look, that's me. So
yeah, Music Soul Child said that shit the best. Got a whole song about this shit. But that, like, is fucking real. I was explaining to motherfuckers. I was explaining to my girl, like, if there's two separations of life, there's societal expectations of life, and then the appreciation of life, like walking on the ground and being grounded in like fucking chakras and energy and like understanding what life can really be about. And then this way, like, if you look at monks compared to motherfuckers that live in like inner cities, monks ain't giving a fuck about what shoes you got on, what club you went to, what this you did. Like, they don't give a fuck about none of that. They worried about being in peace with themselves and with the world. So finding that within yourself in a fucking crazy ass environment that's just shoving all of this negative shit and projections into you is fucking dope. Because most people don't do that. But you have to be able to break out of that box and realize those two aspects of life, like the appreciation of life, what it can bring you. And if you understand that shit, like, manifestation is real. Like,
so real.
Writing shit down is real.
This summer was crazy.
It's so much shit that if you in tune with life, you can just appreciate it. And then there's shit that motherfuckers tell you over here, go to work and do this and do that, and motherfuckers, you gotta have this. And like, no, like, that's not life. Like, you don't get life from that. And that's why a lot of people, they get rich, they be fucked up in the head because they thought money was gonna solve all their problems. But it's like, no, you still ain't get this.
Right. And then sometimes I be like, I'm just happy that I have that love in my heart first before anything. That like actual peace before anything. That actual ability to be like, I don't care about the commotion and all the trends and all of that. Like, I just need to be right here before anything. And when you have that, you can take that wherever you go. Literally wherever you go. And I feel like, yeah, you're right. It is really important.
It's one of the biggest things. That's why I say motherfucking frontal lobe ain't developed. Once you really get in tune with life.
You said frontal lobe?
Yeah. They frontal lobe ain't developed.
I am weak. Nah,
but a lot of niggas ain't tuned in with life and won't experience a lot of shit that life can actually offer because of what society puts onto life, and because of your environment as well, like you were explaining in high school, seeing all these different cultures that people in this area will judge because they're not a part of that.
Right.
Like, so the motherfuckers that seem emo or like Naruto and running down the hall with their arms.
I was really a social butterfly. I loved all of them. Like, and I would be open to talk to any of them. Didn't matter. And I'm like, I'm not gonna like be like, like, yeah, they're weird. Like, I'm like, well, what? I like your shirt. What show is that? Oh, really? What's it? And they'll start talking about the story. I'm like, yeah, that's dope. Like, yeah.
And talking to people about what they like brings just so much joy out of motherfucker. Like, you can have a motherfucker that's down because ain't nobody really appreciating what he finds dope, like what he finds interesting, what he wants to give his time or she wants to give her time to. And then you talk to them about that, and then they got like someone like, oh shit, and they get a whole, you feel me? You get a whole story of some shit. And that's what that shit is about, and this is why I want to do this too. I want people to talk about this shit, and also like eventually, couple months, a year, who knows, however long from now, I want to re-interview everybody, just so you can look back at this shit and then see your growth and be like, damn, like I was talking about shit back then. This is what I accomplished from that time. This is how. Okay, and that's where that shit just comes from. Just being able to love what you love, talk your shit, do what the fuck you want to do, and not worry about what motherfuckers is on, man, because niggas be weird sometimes. Niggas be judging you for what you like, and they not even a part of that community. So it's just, it's weird. But you've talked about the music you like, but like what, if you had to, what category would you put your music in? I know there's a multitude of genres.
That is hard. That is really hard. That is really, really hard. That's hard. That is hard because I'm like, I mean, I would say alternative. Yeah, but that is hard because I have R&B, I have, you know, rap, scam rap, I have like I don't even know how to describe that genre, like the like kind of like Yeet, Playboy Cardi type of, I don't even know how to describe that genre, but definitely alternative rap. But I have so much different stuff, like literally I have kind of like a spacey type of like extraterrestrial type of song, like, and I don't want to like, okay, this is what I'm gonna focus on, this genre. No, like whatever I feel, if I hear a beat and I like that and I'm feeling it, I'm about to do it. So I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know, but if I were to pick, it would probably be like alternative hip hop.
I like that. Yeah, I fuck with that. Cause just like on that preview again, that was the question that I really wanted to ask.
Yeah.
You were explaining like the people that you listen to, from Adele to Babyface Ray to even like rock music like Yacht Club and I Dress and like all these different individuals, all these groups. But how has that like influenced your sound? How has that music influenced your sound, I should say?
The best way I can say it is music that I like, that I could feel. Like music, like with Babyface Ray and like other rap artists that I listen to, sometimes I really don't want to hear, and it's really shallow, but sometimes I don't want to hear nothing deep. I don't want to be in my feelings. I want to turn up, I want to vibe, I want to dance, I want to feel like I'm that nigga, you feel me? And then other times, like I want to hear singing, like I want to hear Adele blow, I want to hear Solange blow, I want to feel what they have to say. So I mean, as far as how it's affected my sound, like I don't put anything out unless it gives me goosebumps, unless like I have a feeling in my chest like, wow, this is dope, like this is deep. I don't just rap and then put it out, you feel me? I don't just be like, oh, you feel me, I could spit, like I could freestyle, but it's like, what are you saying? Like, you feel me? So just making sure that my lyrics have meaning, that it's a dope beat, you feel me? Like the beat is an experience in its own, you get what I'm saying? So yeah, that's kind of how, as far as like my R&B, I feel like my R&B is really like, I feel like it's influenced more by like throwbacks, you feel me? Like that old,
We need that.
I know we do. That's why I'm like, I got what you need.
R&B has like changed so much, but it's not bad. Like we love this evolution. I like to see motherfuckers reaching new heights with this music shit. At the same time, though, you can never get no motherfucker. Oh my God, you can never recreate the shit that they made in the 80s and 90s. Fucking, we can even go back to 50s, 60s, 70s. It don't fucking matter. From the 50s all the way to like
and then there's even
2000s.
inspiration there too. Like, come on.
There's so much inspiration around motherfuckers that like you can utilize in everything. Of course, you got to be motherfucking careful because you know motherfuckers be trying to get their bag off copyright and all that other shit.
Yeah.
But if you play your cards right and you know what you're looking at and you know how you can either finesse the system or
there's a way to like you just gotta really. But I'm not saying like, oh, like I'm finna rip all of this off and put it on this song. No, like it's just literally, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's literally just the feeling that it gives you. That I just be wanting to like, well, I want to expand this feeling. You know what I'm saying? But definitely like artists who are starting out, BMI, ASCAP, making sure you are leasing your beats and owning your beats, making sure that, you feel me, you own the rights to your artist name. Like there's a lot of business that goes behind it. And I mean, you can get a manager, you can do it yourself. It doesn't matter. Just make sure that you're doing it. Make sure that you're protecting yourself. If you find any value in what you're doing, make sure that you are protected. Make sure you're able to get paid.
That's a fucking fact. And that's the biggest problem that a lot of people have that you're always going to struggle with as well, though. Education is your biggest fucking, like, it's your best friend. And you cannot turn your back on that motherfucker at all. Like, you have to educate yourself, knowing what you want to do. And if it's gonna be music, if it's gonna be being a designer and making clothes, if it's gonna have like food shit, it does not fucking matter. We got a multitude of people doing a shit out here. But the thing that you gotta understand is if you do not educate yourself, you will never go anywhere with your fucking business. And I'm gonna let niggas know that again. If you do not educate yourself, you will not go nowhere with your shit. So educate yourself. I implore everyone to do so. And learn the business and understand that it's a business.
At the end of the day.
Fuck about you. I swear to God.
At the end of the day.
Do not give a fuck about you. Understand that this is a business and go in there with that mindset and fuck niggas up off the business. Learn the game. Fuck them niggas up. Beat them niggas at the game. This shit is Monopoly for real. That's why they make that shit. Niggas, hey, talk too much. So what's like your top 3 favorite genres?
Top 3 favorite genres, definitely rap, for sure. Hip hop, rap. I like alternative, like, what is it called? Like, it's like a mix of like rock and roll and rap. That's second. And then the third is, I would say R&B. There's different types of R&B, but my favorite is probably like on the Brent Fayez, like the Weeknd type of like, it's a toxic R&B. Like if you listen to the lyrics, it's toxic, but it like, they really explain like today's times and it really just shows like the pain, but it's like, you remember how we were talking about high vibrational and low vibrational? And it's like, sometimes it is low vibrational to know something is going to hurt you or another person, but to actually like still go through with it. And it just talks about the pain and pleasure, that duality there. It's just, ooh, yes, love it. Really.
That's why I said I really can't hate on what this new generation is creating, because they talking they shit.
They are.
They let niggas know what's going on in this world, and some is due to a lot of bullshit, a lot of toxic masculinity, a lot of insecurity, a lot of bullshit that go on between men. But at the same time, it just is a great representation of what goes on in another person's mind, which, man, there's so many people that got a great fucking mind, like, that just create some crazy shit. And just listening to them articulate words to make you like, nigga, I don't even know you for real, but you talking like,
oh God, I feel
like,
you right here, yes.
Yeah, like that new Brent fire. That new Steve Lacy hard.
Yeah, but I really like that old vintage. Like nothing beats it. Like old Drake, like Houston, Atlanta, Vegas Drake. You feel me? That's you get what I'm saying.
It was different.
Times were different back then.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying though, like the old Brent Fayez, like Sonder, when he went by Sonder, you get what I'm saying, and the old The Weeknd, like the trilogy, like nothing beats that vintage.
You don't want folks doing that no more. You had so many influential people do music back then, and literally, if you had good music around 2015, 2016, you were bound to blow. Niggas was throwing deals left and right because niggas was just out there just making shit. And if you were that cold, your shit was gonna get played, whether it was through SoundCloud, whether it was through Spotify, YouTube, did not matter. Niggas was fucking with your shit. So that, man, you really gotta just take this shit serious. Sometimes it take a little minute to blow too. Like I know it took Jay-Z some time. Like he was like fucking 24, 26 when he like really blew. And it's a nigga that's in New York, one of the hottest fucking, that's where rap or hip hop originated from. And it took that nigga that long, but you don't get discouraged. Now look at this nigga. This nigga.
I never let time discourage me because I'm like, that's even when I'm dropping my first songs, like, you feel me? I'm not gonna think, like, I can think this is dope, like they gonna fuck with this, but like every song, I'm not like, my first couple songs, I'm not like, this is finna go 1 mil. Like that's a really good mindset to have, but I'd rather have the mindset that like, I don't care when I blow up, I'm going to blow up. I don't know what song it's gonna be, but one of these are gonna hit. And until then, I'm dropping for everyone, but I'm really dropping for me. Like I'm really dropping for me. I don't care about what reaction. I do to an extent, but at the end of the day, I'm not really focused on like this gotta be the one, because that's gonna discourage me at the end of the day. Because if it's not the one, then how are you gonna feel? You feel me? Like if it's not the one, like you were betting all your money on, then what are you gonna do? Are you gonna stop? Are you gonna give up? No. One of these, I know all of these is the one, but one of them gonna be that one that take me there. You feel me? So.
And now, and this is one of the reasons why I created the platform. But now, like we don't really got a lot of shit structured for artists out here in order for them to blow like other cities do. Of course, if you look at New York and you look at Cali and you look at Texas, Florida, like they have Atlanta especially. Like nigga, you make good music in Atlanta and niggas is fucking with your shit in the streets, somebody finna get you right and put you onto that pedestal to where you could be up there on that level. But nowadays, if you are from a city that really don't have that many artists that have blown or give that much recognition to that city, then you're gonna have to make it out through TikTok, or you're gonna have to make it out through just
investing
a lot.
Yeah.
It's really just about music videos and
being seen, being heard.
Motherfuckers love that shit. Like I don't know what it is about music videos, but people just love that shit. You know a nigga that had woke up and just thrown on the YouTube videos and then like handle this shit in the crib just so he can go and handle some shit outside. Like that's how a lot of niggas do it. Or niggas is smoking and they throwing on the YouTube video. Like they want to see this shit. So everything plays a part. Investing in your craft, crazy. That goes into like the next question. What's been some of the challenges that you've experienced as an artist?
I be wanting to do everything when I want to do it, but sometimes like things don't go as planned. Because I don't have a team. I have a lot of people around me that support me as far as like my friends, family, but I don't have a team that's going to like sit at a table and then we discuss dates, we discuss what needs to be organized. Like I'm really doing that all myself. So, sometimes things are not going to be dropped as quick as I want them to, or it's really the time management thing, really. But that's really the only challenge that I'm having. As far as like finding inspiration and making music, I don't have a challenge with that, but I don't expect to be like saved from writer's blocks, because I know sometimes artists get them, but I haven't gotten one yet. I'm not gonna lie. So, as far as networking, like I can network, but sometimes I do need my time to myself. So I like I said, I grew up like I was a loner kid. So it's like or I just was more comfortable by myself. So it's like when I'm around a lot of people for a long period of time, it just takes a toll on me, and I need to like get back into my little cancer shell and like smooth it out. But I guess it works because, you know, it's kind of like I'm working behind the scenes and also being like the star too. So when I need those moments to like kind of take time to myself, I can rest, and I can also use them to like organize and book dates and things like that for the future. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that should be hard. I'm basically kind of doing this by myself. I get a little help here and there, writing articles and shit, but nigga,
it's hard.
this shit is hard.
It is hard. Like,
oh my God.
Nobody talks. No, and then that's what was crazy. Like, this shit is not easy, and it looks easy outside looking in. Like, it's like, oh, they jobbing, they doing this, they doing that. Like, no, but you don't even know like the behind the scenes of like stressing out, like doing research for real to make sure that your ducks are in a row, and like just like can't even sleep because you're like 3 a.m. I'm up. Just went to sleep 2 hours ago. 3 a.m. I'm up. I cannot even rest. I need to go get on this laptop. I need to go get my notebook. I need to listen to beats. I need to do something because I feel it there. Like, I feel the success there, and it's making me restless. So I don't know. That's probably the only challenge though, is like making sure that I get things out. You know, what I want to do is build that trust and that consistency with my supporters. So it kind of takes a toll on me. I be feeling bad, like, dang, I was supposed to be a job daddy. But I know I'll get it done, and I know it'll be perfect when I do it. Quality.
Yeah, that's been one of my biggest like things is kind of announcing before the show. It's like, nigga, hold on, we ain't even like, nigga, we ain't even got the stage, or like, we ain't even got shit right.
Right, like, hold on,
nigga, like, don't do that, don't do that, because when you tell them motherfuckers that, you know, you got this expectation or something, and people who actually are supporting you, that's fucking with you, and are anticipated to see what next, you like, what work you got coming next. You can't be like, all right, yeah, yeah, I'm gonna drop this bitch on Tuesday. Tuesday
like,
come, and it's like, hey, you dropped that shit yet, huh? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I deleted that post. Like, no, I didn't do that yet. But that's what it is. You kind of like, when you by yourself, you gotta really figure out everything, how to manage life, and then how to manage business.
Exactly. Because it's not just the business, it's life too. So.
And the crazy thing about it is, you have to go 10 times, 100 times harder, because the motherfucker that's living the lifestyle you want, this nigga's 9 to 5. The shit that you want to do that he's already, they do that shit all day. So you gotta basically do the same thing, have that same energy. Like, nigga, how the fuck do I manage this family life shit, manage my personal shit, manage all of this, and then manage this? Yeah. On top of making it look like I'm putting in work every day.
But you are, that's what I'm saying. And like, you really are though. And it starts to make you feel like, damn, am I not hustling hard enough? Do I need to grind harder? Maybe instead of 3 hours of sleep, none. Like, you feel me? Like, no, like, relax. Like, do you, like, that's why I really been getting on myself. Like, I do need to, like, be more strict, but at the same time, I need to, like, acknowledge myself more. Like, I'm not living my life for anybody else, bro. Like, the only person I'm living my life for real, if it's somebody outside of me, is my daughter. That's it. Exactly. Like, period. So if I need to take some time, like, if I need to not say a date, if I just need to, like, you feel me, like, plan this out for real and let it go how it goes, then that's what I'm gonna do. But I'm not finna just be like running around with a chick, like running around like a chicken with my head cut off because I want to meet other people's expectations.
Exactly. Motherfucker got like, shit, look at Kendrick. It took that nigga like 6-7 years to drop another piece. Didn't get as much. You feel me?
Rihanna, like, girl. Like, I be like, okay, you feel me? I don't feel bad.
But at the same time, niggas gotta understand, yes, you want money, but time is money, and money requires time. Motherfuckers don't get that. You have to work like a motherfucker in order for you to get money. But once you get it, if you still working, how the fuck you gonna spend it?
Exactly.
How you gonna spend time
How
with
can
your
you
family?
enjoy
How you
your
gonna
life?
you can't enjoy that shit. So yes, Rihanna goes makes 2 fucking companies that make over $1 billion. Hell yeah, I ain't dropping up my fucking album. Nigga.
Don't
The
play
fuck
with
is
me.
you talking about?
Don't play
I'm
with
over
me.
here. I'm over here. I'm finna spend these M's, nigga. These M's and these B's now. I'm finna spend this bread.
That's what I'm saying.
Got a baby
music
now,
is,
like
music is not the only thing that I do. Like
It's
there's a
not.
lot of things that is like, but yeah, definitely.
yes.
So I appreciate what I've already done. You feel
Exactly.
me? I've appreciated how far I've come because I literally just started really coming out of my box March, April when I did the Stunner Girl concert, and then and some crazy shit happened to me right after I did the Stunner Girl concert. Like I got kidnapped and some whole other stuff, but I didn't even let it stop me. Like I still was doing shows, I was going to the stew and stuff. But yeah, whatchamacallit?
Got a crazy lifestyle.
It's like a movie. Like I'm like, we need to I'm like, maybe before I go, I really gotta make a movie about my life because this is crazy. Like, and that's what makes me feel like, I don't know. I just be really like taking moments to look, because this whole summer I've been going in, but I know these past 3 weeks I haven't been like as active, and I've been taking a break because I've been really looking back like, dang, what in the world? And then I look back at this last summer and I'm like, well, this is the first time I'm really coming out of my bubble, and I'm really getting like, they fuck with me, they're welcoming me, you get what I'm saying? Like they fuck with the kids. So I'm like, let me take some time to rewind, organize, and see what else I could do to take it even farther next time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you do get that time
Mm-hmm.
to dedicate towards your craft, what does it look like when you're in the booth?
Ooh, so I don't like to go to the booth unprepared.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I go to the studio, I want my beat to already be paid for, picked, and then I want to know what I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't be going in there to play around. Sometimes I'll go to the studio and then I'll rap or sing a song, and it's crazy because sometimes I'll hear it and I'll be like, yeah, I gotta go back and redo that. But every time I go back and redo it, it's like the first one always hits.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, yeah, I make sure really before I even go to the studio, like what it looks like when I'm working, I'll play beats, freestyle to them, see which one I feel, and I might like get a flow first. That's my first thing that I do is get my flow before I fill my lyrics in.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be like I said, a feeling. So like, how do you want this song to feel? Or how does this song make you feel? And then I put my lyrics in, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, that's dope as fuck. Just going back to like what you just previous said, like one thing that Tyler the Creator did, I forgot the name of the fucking song, but it was just like a long ass song where he just went in there and just was on the floor and was in the dark just talking his shit and just like did the whole song. And he was like, don't mix that shit, don't do nothing. Like you can hear like the mic, all that shit. But he did that because the feeling that he gained from that moment, like he only wanted to explain this shit once. Like I'm finna go in here, I'm finna talk this shit, whatever comes to mind, I'm gonna say, I don't give a fuck if it rhyme, I don't give a fuck if it's nothing, I'm gonna tell my story from this experience and just let it all out. And I'm gonna put that bitch out. And he did. And everyone seemed to fuck with it. Like, people was like, oh my God, like this is, I mean, yeah, it's kind of distorted and it sounds like this and shit. But it's raw as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel your pain more than if you would have added all these ad-libs and all this auto-tune and all this other shit to make it sound like a better song. But it's perfect where it's at. So if it comes down to moments like that, definitely just do that shit. Just put it all out there, and if it seems like that's the take, nigga, that's the take. I ain't finna do this again. I'm just gonna talk my shit on it and let it go. So of course you can't really determine this now because it's still a lot of work that you're doing, a lot of shit that you can do in the future.
Right.
But if you had to, what is your favorite song that you've made? If you had to pick one,
Okay. Ooh, it's between two of my most recent songs. Two of them. Nah, I'm gonna say, yeah. I'm gonna say I'm Always Here. That hasn't dropped yet, but I'm Always Here. If out of the songs that I've dropped, Doodle Bop, yeah. But I'm Always Here because that song makes me cry so hard. Like, it makes me cry. It's made other people cry, and I'm like, yeah, that's just the song right there. That's the one. But it's just because it's like honest. Like, it's honest, and it's like a story. It's heartbreaking, but it's like, I feel you. But it's like, am I really even allowed to be heartbroken because this is just the honest truth? Like, it's a really good song. It's a really, really good song. And yeah.
And that would be a part of your new project?
Yes,
or?
Moody. It's still coming. It's still coming.
Yes, sir. I can't wait to hear that shit. No cap. What song would you recommend the viewers to listen to?
Go listen to Doodle Bob. Go on SoundCloud. Definitely listen to Doodle Bob. Spice Brat is good on SoundCloud. In My City was my first one. But yeah, yeah. And listen to Ari Capone Shit Talking too. I shared it on there. But yeah, Doodle Bop for sure.
So a lot of people seen the first ever Hey One Cypher. Mm-hmm. Definitely gotta talk about that. God, you talked your shit on there.
Oh. Oh my goodness. That was fun. That was so much fun.
There was like so much controversy on who had the best.
I saw it. I was like, they going in.
Everywhere where
right.
they just saying, oh, no, she had the hardest one. No, that nigga Capone had, Capone had her shit. She was the hardest one. Frosky had the hardest one. No, Honey Pack had. I'm like, damn. Mm-hmm. Like, everybody's going crazy, but that first one, fire.
Yeah, that was so much fun. It was dope. It was dope to have that experience. It was dope to be in a studio with them. Even though I'm all shy and quiet and stuff, but it's just like everybody is still cool. Like, we kicked it, smoked, it was playing a game, play some music, you feel me? It was cool. But really though, listening to it after everybody had recorded, oh my gosh. And then when we actually recorded that video, there was so much support. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so sweet.
Everybody went crazy, and that beat was fucking nasty.
Oh yeah. Sliding, like it was.
That beat was nasty.
Real smooth, you feel me?
Real smooth than a motherfucker. Yeah, everybody talked their shit on the motherfucker. How did that come about? How did you get that opportunity on the table?
It was crazy because you feel me, I'm out here, like, I'm working, for me, I got shows, and then A1 was like, he hit me and he was like, do you want, because I saw him posting about the cypher and stuff, and he was like, do you want to be in a cypher? Like, it's gonna be the first one. I'm put the people who I feel like really blow on there, and it's gonna be that. I'm like, oh, me? Wow, like, yes, yes, I would. So he put me on there, and then, you know, we all got in the group chat, and yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, did you see who was on the list before you went to the store, or was it just like, I came in this motherfucker, oh damn, he here, oh shit, let's get it.
Yeah, when he put me in the group chat, I was like, dang, like, you feel me, people like 10 of Timbers and Honey Pack Savvy that, you feel me, when I was in high school, I was seeing, like, you know, rap and stuff, and I'm like, okay, you feel me, like, this summer has really changed a lot. It's changed my perspective on my potential, not my potential, but like my talent for real. For real. So yeah.
That's dope as fuck. And because of, like, I'm telling you, because of who was on that list, I know you really had to go in there and be like,
I was like, I gotta look, I'm not playing with nobody. I promise you, I'm finna really, yeah. So, I was like, yeah. I had to say something. On there.
I had to talk that shit. You did. I was like, yeah, nah, that one.
I'm not playing with nobody. Do not do it. Then put me up,
I ain't gonna cap, man. I ain't gonna have no controversy behind nothing, but my opinion, top 3 verse on that motherfucker, for sure. I ain't gonna let you know which one, cause I don't want niggas to feel. I don't want niggas to feel no type of way.
Hey, it's okay.
But that,
it's
yeah,
alright.
it's like that.
Thank
That was real spice talk, no cap. So, the Voice of the Rap Championship. Explain that. How did that opportunity come to you, and also explain the outcome as well.
So, first of all, shout out Weefos Waffles, Weefos Cafe. That's where they hold the Voice of Rap Championships and the competitions. But one of my friends had hit me and they were like, well, there's this competition coming up, and I want you to go and perform. And I was like, all right, bet. So I tapped in with them, you know, booked my spot and everything, and they put me up there. And I'm not even gonna lie, the first one I lost, and I was like kind of sad, but at the same time though, I learned something. Like, the hustle that you put in to promote your music, to promote your shows and everything means so much. It means a lot. God. So it's like, you cannot just be like, oh, well, I have a show, like, and then just expect everybody to show up. No, you have to be like out there getting people like, do you need tickets? Do you need the address? are you still coming? Like, feel me, here's my show. Let me remind you, sending the flyers out, posting it. Like, you got to be making sure people know, people see you, promote it. Like, and so that's a lesson I learned off the first one. But the second one, I came there swinging, I was not playing, you feel me? I think the first one I wore heels too, and that made me say I'll never wear heels on stage. Like, if I do, man, it'll be a real good day. But no, never again. But anyways, I came in there the second time, and there were some really good artists there too. But I could feel myself being more animated, being more hyped, being more like engaged with the crowd, and being like less shy. So I feel like the more experience that I get, like performing, the more comfortable I get. And how comfortable you are really affects your overall performance. Because if you perform dope at home, like, you could really turn it up at home or at a party. Like, you should be able to do that on stage. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I was the second time, and I feel I had a lot of fun. And I feel like me just being on stage, comfortable, having fun, turned the crowd up, and they was like, yeah, this is the one. So, yeah.
That's hard as fuck. I'm gonna go back to what you said earlier. Promotion is like crazy, because it's not like, I mean, it's easier now, what the older generation would say. It's easier now to them. But back then, it was really easier, because, nigga, you can, like, interact. Niggas had to see your face in order to know who you were. Like, niggas was really out the trunk with their CDs and mixtapes and all that shit. Even still, you had to, like, have money to invest into that to get that shit done. But still, like, that was really hand in hand. Like, all right, nigga, you gotta see me. I'm finna give you this tape for $5.
You get to make your own impression. You feel me? They're like, wow, this person, I'm finna be there. Watch
exactly.
Yeah.
But even still, promoting now has been one of the hardest things, especially even for me, because I'm still having like trouble figuring out how I'm about to do with marketing and shit. But you can't work so hard on your craft, work so much on some shit, put all your time, tears, sweat, blood, everything into this shit, and promote it for a fucking weekend.
Right.
Like, nigga, you only posting some shit that you worked hard for, you stayed up hours for, you was drawing, you was writing, you was coming up with whatever you was coming up with, and it took you however long. You put all your time into it. You have joy into it. Like, you love this shit more than anybody else, of course. But even still, for you to come out and only post it on Friday, and then we don't see shit for 3 weeks, and then you post again on Friday, and we don't see another thing, like, why would you do that to yourself? Seen something from Russell, an artist in California, and he was like, promoting once a week, that means you only giving yourself 52 chances to be seen, because it's only 52 weeks in a year. So if you're only promoting one time a week, you're giving yourself 52 chances to be seen. Do 3 times a day if you can. Life is fucking hard, of course. If you can do 3 times a day, that's a whole fucking 1,000 chances in a year of you being seen. And it might only take you 300. So you put in a month, 3 months, or the just consistency going stupid.
Right.
Nigga, you can blow, but yeah, that's a thing that I gotta take in as well. But I seen that, and I had to put that out there because I ain't getting interviewed like that. So I use this as
we need that. We need that. Yeah.
But no, for real, that shit's dope. But congratulations on that.
Thank you.
That's a big accomplishment, even in any realm, because you're going up against other people.
Right.
Like, it don't matter. Like, niggas had to vote or come up with the decision that you were the one that needs to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
So even because of that, that's a huge accomplishment. And even to have the courage to go back.
Yeah, I'm like,
you lost the first
I'm
time.
finna win this. Like, stop playing with me. No, I don't like to lose, but I'm not never a sore loser. Like, you feel me? I'm like, yeah, I'll give props to the person that won for sure. But when I know, like, I need, like, I'm a win, I'm going to win. Period. Point blank.
Gotta have that mindset. Gotta be hungry for this shit. Gotta want it. And if you have that mindset, shit, you gonna win. So, tell me about your new project.
My new project, Moody?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Like I was saying, it just involves every aspect of me. And it's like, it's a journey, like, and that's what I want it to be. And I don't know. I know there's people like me who have different genres they listen to. I know for a fact that people are not listening to rap every day. Kind of like TikTok helped me see that. I'm over here seeing like hood niggas like dancing to Paramore and stuff. I'm like, okay, hold up. I didn't know y'all got down like this. Hold on. So yeah, so I'm like, yeah, it incorporates every aspect of me. And it goes through like some of my thoughts in my mind and some realizations and sometimes just me talking my shit. So I really love this piece. I really do. It's like my baby. I'm not gonna lie. My little baby, like literally. So I just can't wait to share with everyone and perform these songs. Cause I did a listening party for it, even though it's not dropped. But I did a listening party for it and it was so good. Like I did not expect the type of reaction that I got. I did not expect it, but there was people in there laughing, crying, turned up. Like, I'm like, yo, like, and it almost made me cry. I'm like, my music is really, they feel it, and that's all I want. That's literally all I want, so.
Influential sound, something different, something that a lot of people don't got. But when you put it into perspective and you're not going into the societal expectations of life and you tap in with yourself, this is something that you fuck with. Then I think that everyone can have at least one song to love on the project. Yeah. If you are versatile, yeah, like
exactly. There's someone there for you. Did you listen to? That's what I would be saying. I'm like, yeah, no, there's no way. Like, but you feel me? I can't expect everybody to fuck with the kid, but it's gonna be hard not to. Like, it's gonna be hard not to.
Futuristically, I would love to see like. Shout out to Jacob Campbell, and it's not to like take from the idea, but ideas give you inspiration for sure.
Oh,
but
his
like how he did
that
three
song.
different.
I saw this song like it was like was that the one you were talking about, the Rockstar song?
Yeah, that one, fire.
I'm like,
fire.
Yo, this is tight. Like, play that on the radio, like, and then when you get into those types of things, like, you'll see that music is a business. You feel me? Like, music is a business, and you can like those types of songs. You'll hear them when you go to Elitch's playing on the speaker. Like, you'll hear them, like, you feel me, in the stores, H&M and stuff like that. That's business, that's real bread, that's money, you know what I'm saying? So
motherfuckers can't be stingy on that. There's a lot of niggas that be stingy on where they want their shit to be. But you gotta understand, this is a business, bro. Don't limit yourself because of a lack of opportunity. Like, if you see there's an opportunity, bro, don't limit yourself. Go try to chase that if that's obtainable. But niggas need to understand that, like, you just gotta go all in and understand that this is a business. However you can make money from this motherfucker, do it. However you can make anything possible from the business aspect, do it. And that's why, again, education is important. Action is important. Taking action is, you can't just educate yourself and sit down. Like,
Right.
Like,
Gotta use it, baby.
You gotta use that shit. So yeah, but again, like he made 3 albums. It was like Blood, Sweat, Tears, and each one just like had that perspective of blood, sweat, and tears. So I would love to see you make some shit like that. Like 3 different tiers of all of you. So that motherfuckers who like to get lit, throw this part of this motherfucker
I get what you're saying.
and fuck with that. I know you fuck with this shit. I got this whole thing, whatever it is, 5, 7, 10 songs for this motherfucker for you, and then I got this for everybody else, like whoever wants to listen to it. And not only would that be showing your versatility, but that also gives way more opportunity for motherfuckers to see you. And whether it be a label, if you want to go that route, whether it be something where you want to be independent but still have some type of support through music, motherfuckers gonna look at that and be like, oh, that nigga, all right, we can bring that in because we need that. That would definitely be different. So what's next for you? Like what beyond the project and shit like that? What's next for you?
I got some stuff under wraps. And I really want it to be a surprise because I love surprises. So, but I'm definitely thinking about making different branches off of Love Capone. Feel me? So, yeah. But other than that, shows. I know I have some shows coming up. And of course the project drop. But, this third thing right here is gonna be so beautiful. But just remember law. Love always wins. Just really remember that.
And you heard it here first. We ain't gonna say too much. Right. I definitely want you to build that anticipation for the people who support you. I'm fucking with you. I fuck with the music that you making. I think this shit is different. I think it's very unique. I can't wait to hear the new project as well, so I can see the versatility, like especially like just all aspects of you. And again, we can move forward month to whatever the fuck long, and come back down and talk about this shit and just the evolution. But I appreciate you for letting me sit down with you and talk about just you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me, for real. This was my first actually meaningful interview, so. And I appreciate how you do your shit, for real, for real. Your questions are deep, they are. And they spark inspiration. And yeah, that's good for everyone to be able to dive that deep into the artists that they're interested in, so keep going.
I appreciate you and I thank you for that. I definitely knew this would be a different interview, so I wanted it. Like I need this, not only from the aspect of having you as the first female artist, but because of your mindset. Like I seen you posting different shit, and the shit that you talk about, I'm like, yeah, that's gonna be a conversation that's needed. And furthermore, when I get more segments and a better setup, I plan on getting in a couple months. I ain't even feeling trip, but when that happens, like being able to talk about more shit, not only just about music, but talk about this life shit, talk about things that can get you going and kind of reflect on your past and shit like that. I could have got deeper, but I wanted to be respectful of your time. And again, I appreciate you. This has been dope as fuck. So
this was lovely.
You've watched another motherfucking exclusive CO.FAX interview.
Yeah, shout out CO.FAX magazine, y'all.
Yes, sir. Let the people know.
It's Love Capone, feel me? Go listen to Doodle Bop and watch out for Moody, because it's coming.
Let them know where they can find you at.
Find me on Instagram, Love Capone, The Love Capone. You can find me on Twitter at Update with Love. And you can find me on SoundCloud, Love Capone, too. So.
That's a motherfucking rap, man. I appreciate you. Thank you. It's been real.
Please, bro, please keep your Glock on safety. Last time you started tripping, man, that bitch went crazy. Off the shrooms, talked to God and what she told me, it was crazy. Said the money gon' come, keep it up, don't get lazy. And the niggas gon' fuck, so no, you cannot be my baby. Trust a nigga with a mission, told me make these niggas hate me.